Uh, some further thoughts based on the cold theory and where he could have gone. There's a couple main things of the equation. First of all, he didn't get cold up here or up in here and work back. He would have been found working his way down. So he wasn't found here, and it's not like he would have frozen to death. You know, he could work his way down, but he has not been found up here or in here. Now let's go with the cold theory that even if he spent the night up there and froze his ass off, if not that he didn't head down at the end of the day, he could have went down here or even up here and then down and decided to work down into the warmth. He could have went down the picture canyon alongside the mcave. Who knows why he kept going back to the mcave mine, the Kenny Veach mine. But anyway, if that's true and that he did work down, then these areas here, damn it, now become more important. First of all, as he worked down, you know, he wouldn't go up and up and up knowing that he's get further and further away with freezing nights, I don't think. But these hills here, if he was getting bored with the same area, he could quite easily have went over into here, possibly even over into here. After all, he did collect artillery shells, so we know the odds are high that that is where he could have been in there messing around. Remember that on the mcave hike, it was daytime. It was only 2 or 3 weeks previous to the, when he went missing. But it was daytime, and he went up. Here I am at the cell phone mine, and he worked back down and then right back. He worked right back to the car. This is where the car was found, right there. So as he came out here, said, well, I didn't find the silly little thing, but look what I did find. And he shows the turtle of this, that, the other thing. That he was in full view to just simply walk over and downhill over to these great mountains. Remember, they're more rugged than they appear on Google Earth, so they could be more interesting than what we think. After all, nobody has went there. And so the people that went up on the dune buggy trails, this area where you can drive in, possibly they could have been bypassing important areas. And that Kenny Veach could have went over here, explored for Indian artifacts, stuff like that, and even possibly he could have said, well, I could weather the night down here lower. So who knows what might be up there, areas of interest, and well, I'll work up here. The thing with most of us, especially like me and Kenny Veach, is we don't like going into open areas where everybody can see you from miles away and they come rushing up. What are you doing here? You're right next to Area 51. Now, most people prefer to be up here in the solitude. But in this case, if he did work down, he wouldn't have been wandering around out in the middle of the desert. No, he would have worked over here. After all, that when you come out here, you're looking right over at this. And you can easily walk over in minutes over into this area and explore around. So possibly this area here, I've mentioned it before, but possibly this area could be of far more interest than we think it is as to where he might be. Keep in mind, he hasn't been found up here, and he hasn't been found working his way back, and he probably didn't go up into the snow line freezing to death. That possibly this could be much more interesting, especially since it hasn't been searched as just mountain ridges out in the middle of the desert and nothing's there. Well, he most certainly could have walked over there. Now, whether he would have went along here, this isn't that far, and went up into here, he's now getting into Area 51. But this area here could be far more interesting than we think it is a possibility. After all, he is not turning up other places. He could have been searching for shells, Indian artifacts, or just be exploring up ravines. stuff like that. But this area here could be more important than we think it is. Now, one fly in the ointment or drawback to this theory is that if he went up there messing around, but he didn't make it back, and he wasn't found working his way back from over here and back towards the truck, you're now in an area where the odds decrease he would have fallen. He would have fallen. He would have been bit by no snakes in the middle of winter. But things are more rugged than they look. So what if he did go up here? You know, this is neat. There's an old mine. It's called Black Hills Gap. Here's an old mine and whatever. And he went messing around. And suppose he did twist his ankle or had a small fall. But the more you get over into here, instead of this, up here you have a high likelihood of a fall. But that's it. The main thing to remember is he was not found working his way back, and it wouldn't be dehydration or hypothermia. He would have been found out here somewhere working his way back to the vehicle. But especially also the other thing is, as far as people going in, this is an easily accessible area. You can walk right up where he filmed the turtle and just simply walk right over, and this could be explored, but I don't think anybody has done it because it looks like non-interesting barren desert. Anyway, there are some thoughts that since this is more easily accessible, perhaps people over months, 10 people, 15 people go there instead of working their way up where it practically kills you to get up there. Most people aren't going to do that. I know I can't keep doing it. So maybe this is more important than we think it is.